Greetings. Today is Sunday, June 30th, 2024. This is meteorologist Ruben Garcia. At the time of recording this video, it is 6 a.m. local time in the Lesser Antilles, where they will be facing an extreme and potentially catastrophic situation related to Hurricane Beryl, which will be arriving in the next 24 hours. Unfortunately, we have the bad news that it continues to strengthen rapidly and is projected to arrive in the region as a Category 4 hurricane with maximum sustained winds of 130 miles per hour or 210 kilometers per hour. This represents an extremely dangerous threat for the southern Lesser Antilles, specifically for Barbados, Dominica, St. Vincent, and the Grenadines, and Grenada. In this video, I will only be discussing the effects we expect on these islands because this will be a historic event. As I mentioned during yesterday's video, Hurricane Beryl looks extremely dangerous and has finally developed an eye over the center of circulation, making it very likely that we already have a major hurricane. For this reason, 2 hurricane hunter planes are near the cyclone to estimate the exact intensity of these winds and confirm if we have at least a Category 3 hurricane. In the 5 a.m. bulletin, the National Hurricane Center indicates that it has maximum sustained winds of 100 miles per hour or 160 kilometers per hour, but very likely, when the hurricane hunter planes arrive in the area, it will be stronger than estimated. The main reason why this cyclone has continued a rapid intensification process is that it is moving over extremely hot ocean temperatures between 29 to 30 degrees Celsius, which is extremely atypical for this time of year. Additionally, it has good atmospheric conditions to continue strengthening, representing the worst-case scenario for the southern Lesser Antilles Islands. It is very likely that Hurricane Beryl will become the worst cyclone to affect the region in history. I say this because when we look at historical data, only 3 Category 4 or 5 hurricanes have affected these islands. These are Hurricane David in 1979, Hurricane Allen in 1980, and Hurricane Maria in 2017. And of these, only Allen affected Martinique and St. Lucia as a Category 4 hurricane, while St. Vincent, the Grenadines, and Barbados have apparently never experienced sustained winds of a Category 4 hurricane. So, I think our great concern with this event is quite obvious, and the residents of Martinique, St. Lucia, St. Vincent, the Grenadines, Barbados, and Grenada should be preparing for a catastrophe. Let's look at the latest bulletin from the National Hurricane Center. It is projected that during the early morning hours of Monday, it will pass at its closest point to the south of Barbados. But remember that the strongest part of these cyclones is to the north of the circulation, so they will be receiving hurricane-force winds. Additionally, a hurricane warning remains for St. Lucia, St. Vincent, the Grenadines, and Grenada, while a tropical storm warning is in effect for the north of Trinidad and Tobago and Martinique. Furthermore, a tropical storm watch remains for the island of Dominica. It is projected that by Monday afternoon, the center of circulation will continue its trajectory towards Caribbean waters. Now, I wanted you to see the local effects expected across these islands. Let's start with a projection of wind gusts. You can see that the most extreme winds can affect St. Vincent, the Grenadines, and Barbados with wind gusts over 220 kilometers per hour. Hurricane winds can also affect St. Lucia and possibly Martinique with some wind gusts between 90 to 110 kilometers per hour. Tropical storm winds can affect Dominica and Guadeloupe, and although a tropical storm warning remains for the north of Trinidad and Tobago, with a bit of luck, the tropical storm force winds will remain to the north. However, be prepared for the effects of a tropical storm. It is important to know that weather conditions will begin to deteriorate from this Sunday afternoon, so preparations should be completed during this Sunday morning. In addition to the wind, torrential rains are expected. Between 100 to 150 millimeters of accumulated rain is projected, specifically where the center of circulation passes. These maximum accumulations are anticipated to be recorded over Barbados, St. Vincent, and the Grenadines, but everything will depend on the final trajectory that Hurricane Beryl takes. Dangerous waves and catastrophic storm surges are also expected to affect a large part of the southern Lesser Antilles Islands, from St. Lucia to St. Vincent and the Grenadines and also Barbados, with waves reaching 15 to 18 feet or between 3 to 4 meters in height. This will cause severe flooding along the coasts, particularly on the eastern coasts of the islands. Additionally, strong waves between 9 to 12 feet can affect from Guadeloupe to Dominica, with waves between 8 to 12 feet in height or between 2 to 3 meters in height. And please, it is very important to consider that after Hurricane Beryl passes, another cyclonic threat is expected for the end of the week. We are currently monitoring another tropical wave that has a 70% probability of development and will follow a very similar trajectory to Hurricane Beryl. So, it is important that if the residents of the Lesser Antilles Islands lose the power grid and communication, they also prepare for another cyclone that could affect them between Wednesday and Friday of this week. In the long term, we continue projecting that it will move distant to the south of Puerto Rico, the Dominican Republic, and in the medium term, it will pass very close or over Jamaica, as a Category 2 hurricane over parts of the Yucatan Peninsula. Some interesting changes have arisen in that now not much weakening is projected when it moves through this region. And additionally, in the long term, it could represent a threat to Texas or eastern Mexico. It is important that residents of the Western Caribbean and the Gulf of Mexico stay very alert in the coming days to the evolution of the powerful and dangerous Hurricane Beryl. Later in the day, I will record a video to talk about the medium and long-term forecast. Well, that's all for this preview. I hope our friends in the Lesser Antilles are ready to face one of the worst hurricanes in history. And during today, I will continue recording new videos to keep you informed, especially to see what the Hurricane Hunter planes find. Therefore, it is important that you check that you are subscribed to my channel. Go to the bottom of the video, click the red button that says subscribe, and then click the bell so you get notifications when I upload new videos. Here at Hurricane Info, we are all very attentive to the situation, and we will keep you updated. See you later.